Hey guys, good morning. Uh, this morning we'll be looking at BTC being Bitcoin. There's been a lot of controversies about Bitcoin and the likelihood of Bitcoin over the time to come, in a few weeks, in a few months, and of course in a few years to come. Some are saying Bitcoin is going to be having a major crash, while some say Bitcoin is still having tendency of going back to 200,000 zone. But then what is the technical saying? So if you're looking at Bitcoin from the technical perspective, not only the fundamental right now, the fundamentals will be made in the next video. But for the technical, that's what we'll be doing right today. So we'll be focusing on technical analysis, checking out what the way is going to happen to Bitcoin, or what's the likelihood of Bitcoin in the next months and years to come. That said, of course, we'll be moving out to the higher time frame, but before that, let's clean up the minor structures we use for our daily trade and to have a better view. Okay, I think that's the order. Let's just go to the daily. Okay, I'm seeing something here. So let me delete this too. So, and of course, we still have some here. We have some here. So, I think that's, oh yeah, I think our chart is clean right now. So now let's go to the weekly. But let's start with the monthly. Now, on the monthly time frame, you can see that Bitcoin is actually still a full-time bullish trend. You can see this series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs and higher lows, and still higher highs. Now we have this. Now a lot of persons are saying this is likely to be a major crash on Bitcoin. Thereby Bitcoin coming back to zero. Some are saying maybe going back to the 50,000. Some are saying maybe it's 1,000 and the rest of them. But then let's see on the technical perspective what really is going to be of Bitcoin. Now, stretching this out, you can see that this can actually still makes it has been moving something like let's start from here, goes up, comes down, up, down, and now there's likelihood of coming down, then before moving up. Let's not focus on moving up now, let's just stop it there. Now, a lot of people are saying this moving down actually break below all days and Bitcoin going down to zero level or even maybe the negative right here. But then what is this technical saying? So now on the what's it called? On the monthly you can see Bitcoin still have tendencies of actually going back bullish because if you mark at this zone right here, Bitcoin only made a series of higher highs and higher lows, and of course made the higher highs and a lot of rejection right here. So now there's a lot of profit being taken. There's a lot of what's it called? Market retracement back to the next low. Now remember, this is the next low high. So actually, this is a zone the market is not supposed to go below this. If this trend is supposed to continue, it's supposed to maybe close somewhere above this. Let's go to the weekly charts. Now you can see this on the weekly charts. Now looking at the weekly chart, you can see the market actually doing this particular trend line. You can see this particular trend line right here. But let me take this down a little so you can actually see that clearly. So you can see this trend has been built here, coming here, and now we have a break below the trend line. So let me delete this too, so the market does not look as rough. Now we have a zone right here. Now this zone is actually at the 80,000 level. It's actually at the 80,000 level. But now does that mean that the market is bearish? Is turning bearish? Not at all. Now for me overall, I feel Bitcoin still have a lot of ways to move to the bullish side. But then this is a minor retracement. I see this, or let me call it minor, let me call it major retracement because when this is a weekly time, but that means for like few weeks now, for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, even 5 weeks, this can actually be crashing down. And now where is it going to stop? Now this is the major zone that major markets what's it called? Buyers are actually looking at to actually go long on this. So we are not expecting Bitcoin to actually close or go below this zone. So now overall trend we are still of the opinion that Bitcoin is still going to buy and it is still going to rise above its structures. So breaking below this is a major one for major persons saying Bitcoin has broken below the weekly trend line and of course it's going to go down, it's going to crash and the rest. Forgetting that we have a major zone right here. And not just at the major zone, you can see from my previous one, Bitcoin making series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and of course, it's actually after making another higher low before breaking above this to continue that trend. So the fact that breaking below this trend line does not really signify that it's a major break or structure on the monthly time frame. No, I'm only saying it as a retracement, which means that the market is plenty of going back. So now when we have a major problem of maybe going back bullish or taking of a long time bullish, it's when this 80 zone gets broken. So long as this 80 zone still remain intact, so long as this 80 zone still remain valid, then we still have a lot of bullish tendencies on BTC. But remember this thing in weekly. Let's go down to the monthly. Let's check out the candlestick analysis on the daily. Sorry. Now, on the daily chart, you can see something right here. You can see the volume actually it moves from here. The reaction is moved from here down to here. The average retracement down, and of course, from here now, if you focus on this candlestick, there is something there for us. There is something for us to look at there. Now, look at the candlestick formations. You can see this candlestick fully bearish. Tell you that there's a lot of bearish momentum in this particular on this particular day. Now, if that happens, now if you go ahead, you can start seeing loss of momentum from this candlestick right here. From all this one right here, you can see the market actually losing momentum, telling you that now there is no much bearish concentration, or there's not much bearish pressure on this particular, sorry please, there's not much bearish pressure on this particular market right now. So that means we are likely to start losing momentum as it moves closer to this our zone. So as it moves closer to this our zone, we are likely to start having a loss of momentum, which might not make it have a major spike back into our zone, and if that happens, then we start looking at BTC to continue the market. I'm sure that is clear right now. I'm sure that is clear right now. So that means BTC overall is still on the bullish trend. We still expect BTC to go bullish. So on the lighter time frame or the monthly time frame, sorry, please, that's an emergency. On the what's it called, on the lifetime, on the weekly and on daily, you can see BTC is still showing us sign of bullish momentum. So that's it. Let's go to the lower time frame one to see our candles, how confirmed they are. You can see right here, you can see all the stick tell you there's indecision, there's a total indecision in the market with the bears and the bulls having a major fight, World War 3, World War 10 happening right at this zone. And of course, all this is just telling us that there's a loss in momentum in this particular market. There's a lot of discrepancy in this particular market. Of course, we are still looking out for what is going to happen. And from the zone I mark, that is going to be our major zone of which waiting for the market to get there. As the market gets there, we are not expecting to close below. If it closes below this, then there may be a major bearish switch of structure, but then we are not really expecting that. But if that happens, then there will be another alert to be dropped as soon as that happens. But that said, overall time, BTC is still very much bullish on the long trend or on the long run. So please and please, if you're still on bulls, if you're having some BTC which you're holding, I'm not going to say you're holding, I'm not going to say you sell, but then that is my own analysis. And remember, this is not in any way. Before I even continue, I'll be giving a few seconds to make sure you hit the subscribe button. If this video is actually very important to you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And there's a bell icon beside the subscribe button. Please hit on that bell icon. That gets you reminded whenever we drop our next video. And if you're watching this on TikTok, please the follow button is active, and of course on Facebook, our follow button is also active. And that said, that will be all for now. And of course, BTC full-time bearish until it gets to our 80,000 zone. So please do have a wonderful trading week, trading day, and of course trading months ahead. All that said, that's going to be all for now. Bye. And please, your comment section is very necessary. See you guys soon.